Okay. Yeah, okay. Data sovereignty. So the question that I take on is data sovereignty even possible? And what makes me think so? Data sovereignty, there are a number of factors and vectors for which I come to the thing that why data sovereignty is not possible in the current environment. So, I'll have to, it refers to the idea that a country or a jurisdiction has the authority and right to govern and control the data generated within its border. That's the basic premise of data sovereignty. Okay, that's very simple. So, data हमारे पास रहना चाहिए. It has to be under our control. Then, okay, now, so why do I think that data sovereignty currently is not possible? Operating systems. I'll not discuss any of these, but operating systems, do we have any of our own? We have got Apple, we have got Mac, we have got Linux, we have got Ubuntu, we have got various versions of Debian, RPM, etc. But do we have anything of our own? And why operating systems? We have to have that capability of doing deep packet inspection everywhere. Do we have? No, currently no. Cryptographic standards. We bank upon a number of encryption standards, we bank upon a number of hashing standards, we bank upon a number of cryptographic standards. Any of us? No. Data sovereignty in context of our country. So that's what I am discussing upon. So these things are not currently ours. We are banking on some other country. We are banking on a friend. We are banking on the trust that lies between us and the relative global country that we are associating with, we are trusting with. Encryption standards, Aadhaar. Aadhaar is on Android and iPhone. Android goes off, Aadhaar goes off. iPhone goes off. Now these are absolutely different scenarios. I do not foresee that this thing happens, but this is possible. Android goes off. We will not be now. In fact, this thing has happened about few months back, when few of the applications were removed from Android without even knowing, and that gives out the basic kind of power that Android or any kind of operating system holds. UPI is on Android and iPhone. News you see, the facts you see, and even the maps you see are changed when you change the location. They are different. You are in a different location, somebody else is in a different location. Everyone will see some kind of different info because that particular location defines data for you. That should not be the case. AI models again, whatever AI models we are seeing currently, they have been under work for last about 2 decades. Whatever pragmatics, whatever vectorization, whatever context, whatever semantics, whatever phonology, whatever phonetics, whatever n-grams, escape-grams, word embeddings, etc., everything related to AI models, none of it from our country. We are banking upon a set thing of modules, libraries that we are working on. Regional versions of LLMs. Regional versions of LLMs means I ask Gemini, please tell me my regional location. This is a screenshot. The Gemini tells me, sorry, I can't access your exact location because it's a privacy concern. Very well, thank you for obliging me with that. Now next I ask, what are the general fooding habits around in my area? Okay, the general food habits in your area, Noida, Uttar Pradesh, are so and so. So it has to be very, very deliberately, diligently seen of what exactly is happening, how things are working behind. And when we place a nation's interest or when we place a nation's decision making into such kind of AI models, we have to be very, very cautious. Supercomputers. Now supercomputers, Frontier, the topmost well-known supercomputer currently in US, Frontier has a speed of 1685 petaflops. Arawat, what we have with us, it is 13.17 petaflops. You see the kind of relative difference that we have. Now again, why supercomputers I am adding here? Because while we are moving ahead into the times, we are actually moving into the AI thing. AI is complete data. Now that data has to be analyzed by our machines. Do we have? No. So we are banking upon somebody. AR, VR, ER, MR, augmented, virtual, extended and mixed reality. Do we have any kind of indigenous footprint? No. We are absolutely banking on COTS currently. Then browsers, except for maybe few attempts which are absolutely in news whenever they come up, but they vanish after a few weeks or few months of use. We do not have anything on browsers. Browsers basically are interface to our communication with the world, and browsers are absolutely complex things. That's not a simple thing that you simply make a browser. Browser has got its own engine, has got its own architecture, and that's very difficult to imbibe process. But again, what I mean is data sovereignty. We are banking upon this interface, which is not ours, for accessing data or processing data, storage, SSDs, HDDs, RAMs. Again, do we have anything? No. Now, whenever I speak of hardware changes here, what exactly I am expecting? So, okay, I trust you, but there are side channel attacks. So, am I preparing for that, or I'll come to know after the breach has happened, and then I'll come to know that so and so breach had taken place because of that side channel attack. Side channel attack simply what it means is I have absolutely everything in place. My virus, antivirus, etc. is updated. My firewall is updated. My UTM is updated. But if a CPU is working, from the noise of that CPU fan, I'll be able to derive some data. That's the kind of level currently what the world is looking for breaching of security. So what we can do here, we have to start. Modem routers, ASIC, FPGAs, TPUs, tensor processing units. Again, we are banking upon somebody else. Tensor processing units for matrix multiplication used in AI processing. Now this is some over slide happening. Semiconductors and processors. Now semiconductors and processors, again, if we come to the sub-level NM manufacturing, are we anywhere? No. Okay, just if you can guess the number of countries which are involved for a sub 10 nm chip manufacturing. Any guesses? Any guesses? How many countries are involved in manufacturing a sub 10 nm chip? I'll give you 15 to 25 countries. And these 15 to 25 countries it is a complex dependency from origin to the final destination, from that wafer, from silica to that final chip manufacturing. There are about 15 to 25 countries, and the responsibility and the role of each of the countries is ambiguous. It is not clearly defined, irrespective of whatever hard we try. Then mainframe OS, none of is ours. Then zero-click threats. You do not do anything. You simply open up something, and without clicking, you are getting access, giving access to somebody. Ad tech. Now, ad tech is relatively not spoken in any cybersecurity thing, but ad tech industry, you will be bedazzled with the kind of breach it takes into, with the kind of privacy breach it takes into anytime we browse onto the internet. There are supply demand servers, there are demand servers, there is a ad exchange. It is a ecosystem in itself, ad tech. Then fMRI AI. Now I would just take few minutes. fMRI is functional magnetic resonance imaging. Now today, whenever we speak of cybersecurity, we are banking upon a number of solutions, threat detection mechanisms, behavioral patterns, or UTMs, or firewalls, or IDS, etc. So many things that we are getting into the whenever we speak of cybersecurity. Now fMRI is brain modeling. Brain modeling means they are able to model how the neurons are actually triggering per person. If I am speaking something or even thinking, those thoughts are being captured. For details, you have to Google fMRI AI. If you write, you will get what exactly the world currently is doing on this. Then the escalating global risk environment for submarine cables. So whatever information I am giving, the source link is below there in case you take the screenshots or you take the presentation, you have all the sources from wherever I am taking this information. Now the total estimated length of the submarine cables currently is 1.4 million kilometers. Just Google Cognite and Sapphire sniffing. Just use any search engine, Cognite and Sapphire. Now these are few of the companies that you will find mentioned for sniffing the submarine cables. So while we are very happy applying all kinds of antivirus security solutions on our premises, on our architecture, but exactly what is happening is whenever data is flowing outside the country through submarine cables or whatever services we are acquiring from other countries, that is being snipped. Individual undersea cable systems over 550 today, over 550. In the Chinese owned are actually moving into a greater stake today. 10% of the cable laying market, 3 are Chinese telecom providers, have nearly 40 cables out of 550. 550 में से अगर 40 हैं तो of course ठीक है, ज़्यादा नहीं है, 8-9%, 10% है, but phenomenally they are increasing. And you see 10% of the internet traffic Chinese companies have also involved their role in deploying these cables globally, Southeast Asia, Middle East, Africa, as part of this BRI. Then, if we see at glance what kind of this laying out is there, in these 1.4 million kilometers approximately, it has already taken about 25% of deployment or repair of cables. Why is it taking so much of interest? We have to be aware data sovereignty is being deterred. Now recently, these three things, Pakistan, East Africa, Hong Kong and Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, all these things are being currently deployed, or the projects have already finished being deployed by our dear adversary, and many more. So these, in quick 10 minutes, what I have been able to find out is these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever I have mentioned, these are just tip of the iceberg. Much more deeper thing has already taken place. Apart from this, leave aside this adversary, we have got Patriot, Prism, Tempora. These are all things that we very well know what they have been doing. Apart from these well-known things, there must be many other things which are already there. NTP. Do we have any kind of common thing for network time? Timestamps are very necessary. Antivirus, UTMs, firewalls. So while I'll not be able to complete my presentation, whatever I have, I'll not quite try to rush upon. I'll close it here. But in the last about 5-10 minutes, in case I get any chance of continuing my presentation, I'll take that time, or anything that you may take on, would like to query on this, so I'll be happy. And thank you for this time.